My name is Wolfgang Bellwinkel. I call myself a photographer, and I've been working since more than 20 years as a photographer. And I'm very much interested in kind of political issues. I'm interested in political issues outside of my country, and I spend a lot of time in Asia, especially in Thailand also, Southeast Asia, Thailand. So my work always has a kind of political approach. And I have a certain background. My background is more like documentary photography. I studied that and I practiced that for quite a while. But slowly my style or my interests have changed, and I think I'm becoming more like going in an artist way of dealing with certain things in the world. And as a political thinking person, as a person who is kind of a little bit a media junkie, I think, I'm working on certain issues that interest me about the world today. And in most of the cases, these are not very nice things. So I work, and that is also what can be seen later on in the exhibition. I work about international crises, I work about state violence, I work about migration problems, and so on. And as I said, it is my visual style is probably still very kind of a documentary style, but the way I'm dealing with it is different. So I'm not going to a spot anymore where something happens. In this case, and that is also shown in the two images of the exhibition, I'm creating images. That means I'm kind of staging images that remind us of certain things that are happening in the world, or maybe that have happened already. So we might even have an idea of what it could be, even though this is not a document of a situation that has happened. It is a staged situation. That means I'm still working on it. There is about 18 images are done already, and there will be maybe 5 to 7 more to come. And as I mentioned already, they are staged, but what makes it interesting is that they are real somehow, because they are not created in a computer. They were staged analog. So whenever like a passerby would have seen that, this person probably would have seen that as something real, but of course it was staged. So what makes it interesting, and that is something, I mean, on one side, I mean, as a photographer, and as I mentioned, as a political thinking photographer, I want to raise questions, and I want to get people interested in certain issues, or maybe discussing certain issues. But there is a second level, and I think a good work should have something like that, a second level. And that is, of course, the discussion, how do we deal with photography today? What is actually believable? What makes an image believable? And so that is, for me, it's a discussion that is, of course, ongoing. This is not a new discussion, but I think it's a discussion we constantly are doing. Because we are living with images, and we are still kind of tempted to believe what we see on the image, even though we actually know that the biggest lie can be an image.